I have a tutorial on this makeup look right here. I actually was playing with makeup a while ago and I posted it on Snapchat, and this has been like the most highly requested look that I've gotten in like forever. I've never done like a proper full-on cut crease on my channel before, and this is just so extravagant. Like, I love it to pieces. So if you guys want me to do any more videos like this, like kind of more daring and extravagant, like crazy makeup, definitely let me know down below. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you soon. So as you can see already, I've already done my eyebrows, and that's because I like to have my eyebrows done, especially when doing a cut crease, because it gives you a better guide, especially when you have like your tail of your eyebrow connected to like to the end of your eyelid. So it allows you to have like a better like guide on where to end your cut crease and stuff like that. So it is better when doing a cut crease to have your eyebrows done, but that's just personally what I like, so yeah. So for my eye primer today, I am going to be using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, just because this primer is really thin and it will obviously help to prevent creasing, and because we are applying like layers and layers of products today, we want to use as like thin as layers as possible so that we don't get like any creases or anything like that. And this primer is just like a nude color, so this will help to like cancel out like the veins and stuff like that. And I also want to quickly mention when doing a cut crease, again, I always like to do my eyes first, because I like being able to blend my eyeshadow right out to like about here and then take a wipe at the very end to clean it up, because I find whenever you're going like nice and like wide with your blending, it looks a lot more seamless rather than trying to keep it like really specific. So I would recommend doing your eyes first and then taking a wipe at the end just to really kind of sharpen up and clean up the edges. So if it looks a little bit messy on the outer corner, don't worry, because you're able to take a wipe and just clean it up anyway. So what I'm going to do now is take some of my RCMA No Colour powder. You can just use any kind of beigey white powder. I'm doing this because whenever you set, because this eye base is quite tacky, you want to set it with the powder, and that means any other powder products that you apply on top of it will go really smooth, because if you just go ahead with your initial transition colour now, it'll start to look quite like not really seamless and blended. So it is good to go and set your primer with the powder to make everything really smooth. So when doing a cut crease, you want to kind of work with more tapered brushes, because that'll give you like really nice precision and stuff, and then it'll also really help to like blend it out but not completely take away the cut crease that you've just created. So here are some of my favourite brushes that I'm going to be using today. As you can see, they're all pretty tapered. I have this one just for blending, and then I have these ones like for placing my colour and stuff like that. But again, you don't obviously have to have these exact brushes, but I will leave these down below if you're interested. But obviously you can use whatever brushes you want, but these are the ones that I find work best and make it easier. And again, when doing a cut crease, you don't want to go in with a really dark colour at the start. You want to just use lighter colours and work your way up, so that if you do make a mistake, it's easier removed, rather than going in with like, say for example, like a black and then just going ruining the complete look. So what you want to do is make sure you go up like nice and light and then work your way up to something dark at the end. So the very first colour that I'm going to use in my crease is this colour here called Savage, and this is from Urban Decay. It's just like a really pale, it's like a really neon pink, but because I'm going to be applying it quite lightly, it does come up quite pale. And I'm going to be sticking this on the 231 Petite Crease Brush by Zoeva. When doing a cut crease, I actually like to go above my own crease, because whenever I open my eye, I want to be able to see like the definition, so I don't want the look to be sunken into my actual crease. So I'm actually going to focus this a little bit above, but again, so what I'm going to do with this is just lightly run this along where I want my cut crease to go, and just work really lightly with this. And this is just going to be like our initial sketch of where our cut crease is going to go. We just want to go really lightly so that we know where to place like the other colours whenever we're done. Whenever you have that done, I like to go in with a more neutral colour just to blend that out, so it goes nice and like gradient into our brow bone. And I'm going to be taking this orange colour here from MAC, and this is just in the shade Real, and I'm just going to be taking it on the same brush, just really lightly, and then tapping off all the remaining product. And then what I like to do with this is just kind of run that over the colour that we just applied, just to soften it and to make it less intense. And then you just want to take your bigger blending brush and just go back and forth on that, just to make sure that that's completely blended together. And if you feel like you need to apply some more colour, just go ahead and apply it, but don't be applying too much because you don't want to ruin the eye look. You just want to work in small sections and then work your way up. And don't worry guys if you get any eyeshadow on your actual eyelid, because we do go in and clean all that up at the very end before we apply our glitter and stuff. So it doesn't matter if it starts to get a little bit messy underneath, because that will all be getting erased at the very end. And as you can see, I'm bringing mine out quite long here because I am going to be taking my wipe just to sharpen up the edges. So what I'm going to do is take this eyeshadow here from Kiko, and this is one of my new obsessions. I love this colour in the shade 21, and if you see my eye mats haul, I will link it down below. I talked more about this colour, but I absolutely adore it. And I'm going to take this on the Crown C528 brush, and this is just a really small little pointed brush, and this is perfect for getting nice precision into your crease area. So what I'm going to do is literally just tip my brush into the top of this here, and then just tap off any remaining product, and then just run this through my crease again. The darker the colours, you want to be more specific. So as you can tell from the first colour that we applied, I was doing it more messy. But as I've downsized the size of the brush, which means it's a lot smaller, we have some more control. We want this line to be a little bit more sharper and more precise. So we don't want it to be as like blurred out. So you just want to take some of your eyeshadow and then put it right underneath the colour, and you just want to keep this really simple and really in control, because you want to keep the nice kind of structured line there, which is obviously going to be your cut crease. Whenever you have that applied, it should look something like this, and then you want to take your bigger blending brush again and just lightly blend that across. You don't want to do like too much of like a rough motion. You want to keep it quite specific, and you don't want to just like disrupt the colour, but you just want to fade it out a little bit and just make it a little bit more blended. And then the next colour that we're going to be applying is going to be a lot darker than this. So with this colour, you want to be really careful, because again, when you're using colours like this, you don't want to make any mistakes, because it can be really hard to like erase and stuff. So this is actually a MAC blusher in the shade Sketch. As you can see, it is a really dark colour, but I just like how it has a nice purpley warm undertone, so it'll really complement my eye colour and complement the other colours that I've used in this look today. And I'm taking this on a Luxe Petite pencil brush from Zoeva. And look how small this brush is, so it's really perfect for this. But you could also use like an eyeliner brush or like an angled eyebrow brush or something like that. So what you want to do is just take some on the product and tap off any remaining product. And then with this, you're drawing basically like a line, but not making it like a really sharp line. You want to kind of diffuse it as you go. And again, I'm pretty much just applying it a little bit below where we have all this fade going on here. And then when this colour is applied, you literally want to do so much blending, because you want this colour to be so faded, but you also don't want to take away the harshness of the colour, because you want there to be like a harsh line, but we still want it to be quite blended, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to be using that crown brush again, the little small pointed one, and pretty much just go back and forth just to make sure this colour is really seamless. And this eye look is quite time consuming because there is a lot of steps involved, but at the very end it looks absolutely amazing. Just be patient with it, and it takes a lot of blending, but whenever you have all the blending and stuff done, that's pretty much the hard part. You have that blended out, you just want to take another layer of this and just go along and apply it right along the crease again. And then whenever you have that blended out, you want to go back in with this colour again and just apply this above it, and this will help the two colours blend together even better. So you just want to take this and apply it in between the other two colours. And then on a bigger fluffier brush, you want to take your transition colour again, the Rouge eyeshadow from MAC, and then just run this along the very top of the eye look, and this will just give it a nice blend and give it a nice gradient effect. And then this part is the part where you're going to get the really harsh line and the really clean and precise base. So what you want to do is take your concealer. I like to use a more creamier concealer, especially one in like a little pot, just because they're a lot more easier to blend and they're quite thick, so it'll give you like a really blank canvas. This one here is from Rimmel London. It's their Lasting Finish Concealer in the shade Porcelain, and that's what the packaging looks like. And I was taking this on a MAC 228 brush, just like a little small shader. And pretty much with this, what you want to do is just place this all in the lid, anywhere where you didn't apply the colour, and you also want to kind of bring it along that crease line just to give you a really sharp effect. And then just to blend that out, you just want to take like a little fluffy brush and just pack this in, just to make sure that there's no excess product and that it's just nice and blended together. Okay, so pretty much this is the most exciting part, is the glitter, and the glitter just makes this look. Obviously you could leave it like this and just use like a matte colour on your crease for like a really strong intense cut crease, but of course I just love to use glitter, and oh my god, the glitter just makes it look amazing. So to make the actual glitter stick to my eyes, I'm going to be taking the Lit Cosmetics Clearly Liquid Glitter Base, which is one of my favourites. It makes my glitter last all night and all day long, and just makes it really sticky for the glitter to obviously stick to. And what I'm going to be doing is doing like an ombre glitter look. So the first glitter that I'm going to be using is this one from Makeup Atelier Paris, and this one is in the shade Blanc Mauve, and it's like a white glitter, but it has like flecks of like purple through it, and it's so gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is do a thin layer of the glitter base just in the inner corner and kind of like the first third across my eyelid, and then pack on the glitter with this e.l.f. Professional crease brush, and this is one of my favourite brushes for packing on glitter. It just does a really good job. And then the very next glitter that we're going to be applying is Afternoon Delight from Lit Cosmetics, and this is like a purple colour, but like it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love this glitter. It's actually one of my favourite glitters that I own. It's amazing. So what I'm going to do is use this brush to pack on the glitter base on the remaining part of my eyelid, and then pack this on top. to do is take your wet wipe and then clean off the edge. And what I like to do is I pretty much like to line it up with the edge of my eyebrow, so I still want to make it quite like elongated, and I still want to like connect it up to the edge of my eyebrow. So you don't want to bring it any closer in than that, or else it won't look right. So you want to make sure that you have it like aligned with your eyebrow. So what I do is I take, as you can see, doing this just makes it so much easier and just gives you a really crisp line. So what I'm going to do now is take some sellotape and just line it to the outer portions of my eyes, and this will give you like a really sharp line for when you apply your eyeliner, because again, you want that to be really sharp and precise. So what I'm going to do is take my NYC liquid liner and just start creating like a really sharp line on the outer corner, and then just connecting it in across my eyelid as well. And then whenever you have your liquid liner done, you just want to go with some concealer and then run it along the wing just to make sure that it's really sharp and precise. So for my foundation, I'm going to be taking my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation stick, which is like one of my favourite foundations ever. Mine is in the shade 128. And then I'm just blending that in with a Sigma F84 brush, which is like an angled kabuki brush. And then for my concealer, I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Porcelain, which is I think one of the lightest shades. And I'm just going to put this under my eyes and anywhere where I want to highlight my skin. And then to set underneath my eyes and any other places that I highlighted, I'm just using my RCMA No Colour Powder again, which is like one of my new favourites. So now what I'm going to do is apply some eyelashes. These ones are just from a random brand. I have no idea where they're from, but they're just really full and fluttery and I love them. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply these, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. So while the eyelash glue is drying, I'm sure you can see some wee white parts. That's because it just turns clear like after it's dried. But now what I'm going to do is move on to my lower lash line. And I really like a really smoked out and blown out lower lash line. So I like to bring my colours down quite far, like actually like underneath my eye. But some people like to keep it quite like simple and specific. So if you want to just like apply like a brown or whatever just underneath, then feel free to work away. But I like to apply like quite a lot of colours underneath my lower lash line. The very first colour that I'm going to be taking is that orange shade that we used at the very start of the video. And I'm just taking that on a fluffy brush and just really going to buff this underneath my eyes. And then what I'm going to do is take that colour there that we used at the very start of the video as well, called Savage, from the Urban Decay Electric palette, and again just smoke this underneath my lower lash line. I'm then taking that Sketch blusher again and just buffing this on my lower lash line as well. And then just take a fluffy brush just to blend everything out underneath. And then I'm just going to apply some upper and lower lash mascara. And then I'm just taking the NARS Albatross highlighter and I'm just going to put this in the inner corner of my eyes. And then to contour, I'm just going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour and Highlighting Palette. And I'm just going to mix like all three of these colours together and then just start bronzing and contouring my face. And then for blusher, I'm going to take Bitten from NYX. And then for my highlights, I'm just taking Albatross again from NARS and just pretty much putting this like all over the top sections of my face, like my tops of my cheekbones. I love this highlighter, it's absolutely gorgeous. Tip of my nose, just kind of like up my nose as well. Cupid's bow. And then also a little bit in the centre of my forehead. And then for my lips, I just want to keep them quite neutral because obviously the eyes are really like bam. So I'm just going to keep my lips quite neutral and just line them with the XXL lip liner from Rodale in the shade Nude. And then I'm just going to use the Too Faced Melted Liquefied Long Wearing Lipstick in the shade Nude to fill them in. as much as I loved filming it, because I just thought it was so fun to film because it's something a little bit different and something a little bit out of my comfort zone as well. So please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more tutorials like this, like something crazy. So I love you all, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye!